Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. We're live in downtown Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. In this hour, we're going to do in-pocket plays a little bit early. That's in 15 minutes. That's because we'll connect with Stanford Steve from ESPN. He is going to be joining us live in 30 minutes, live from Indy for Monday Night Football. We'll talk to him about that game and also college football results and quarterfinal games that we have.
People ticked off at the group of 5 teams. I thought at least James Madison looked good on offense. They had 500 yards.
They're ticked off because they don't want him in there because we had blowouts?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me remind people. Mm-hmm. And all I have to do is go back. I could do it every single year. It became tiresome. Mm-hmm. The first 3 years of the 14 playoff, right? Going all the way back to 2014, right? Group of 5 teams don't belong. Interesting. Year 1, Oregon beat Florida State. Jameis Winston, reigning national champs, I think undefeated at the time, 59-20. 59-20 in the Rose Bowl. That same Oregon team turned around to play Ohio State in the national title game. Buckeyes beat them 42-20. After the first drive when Mariota and the Ducks went down to score, it was never a game. Yep. Total blowout. I think Ohio State had 600 yards of offense. The next year, Clemson beat Oklahoma 37-17. Alabama beat Michigan State 38-0. Good games?
Wow. And
then the following year after that, hey, how about Notre Dame? They belong in. 2016, Notre Dame played Clemson. They lost 31-0. I could do it every single year of the playoff, but I stopped because it's like, why? You get the point.
Good job.
And again, I brought this up to a guest last week. Go back and look. We all love March Madness. The Final Four is one of the most overrated weekends of the entire year. You get rare, like last year's Final Four was one of the best of all time. You get blowouts 98% of the time. Go back and look 25 years. Numbers that we have, updated AFC and NFC numbers. The Pats and the Broncos are the short shots at DraftKings at plus 350. If you see a bet here that's anything worth taking, circle it, let me know. Bills are plus 390. Can you bet them at that number?
No way.
Neither can I. Jacksonville's plus 550. They'll get at least one home game.
They should, the division should be theirs.
Yes, it should be. The Texans are 7-1. And if the division's not theirs, they're currently the 7 seed. If they were to land on the 7 seed, that means 3 road games with a shaky offense.
Yeah, but you have an unbelievable kicker. Fairbairn is 12-1 to the over this year. The loser, he missed a 50-yarder in Jacksonville in the game they blew.
That's right.
He's on a 25-3 overrun. 1.5 made field goals. You can put those 3 points in your back pocket anytime.
Yeah, like you can with Dicker the kicker.
That's
Chargers
right.
are 8-1.
Most accurate of all time.
And your Steelers are 14-1.
Yep.
So if you like them, let's say again that they get the Chargers in a wild card matchup. That would be the 4 versus the 5 hosting them. You would like Pittsburgh to win the game.
Yeah.
So
now if they win, New England had 5 turnovers in the first meeting. I know it's a different Pittsburgh team, but they fumbled inside the 2 and May threw a pick inside the 2. But you can't say, oh boy, there's no way they can. Denver's got issues defensively. I mean, look what Green Bay and now Jacksonville shredded them.
Yeah, they did.
Guys are wide open. Chunk plays.
So here's what you could do. You could take 14-1 if you're expecting them to win a game against a team like the Chargers in week 1. I know you like to monetize tickets, right?
They can beat Houston too.
Yeah, and then if you wanted to at that point, you could probably start hedging on a 14-1 ticket. Because unless they're going to be playing somehow at Buffalo, and that would not be the case because under this scenario, Buffalo would not be a higher seed than them, they're not going to be a huge dog.
Can't believe we're doing this again. These guys got in the playoffs again. God. The Tomlin magic.
NFC, Rams are plus 225.
Huh.
For a team that's up against it here to get the 1 seed.
I know.
Plus 225?
Yeah, it could be the 5 seed.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Seahawks plus 260. Nobody has mentioned this team other than saying bad things about them the entire year.
That's right.
The Eagles are 5-1.
They did look good against the Rams, the passing attack in the second half.
That's also one game many weeks ago.
But still, imagine what if Sam Darnold comes to town? You gotta be nervous. It's gotta be squeaky bum time though. It's still a filthy defense.
So let's say Philadelphia has to go and play Seattle in Seattle. and I'll make the Seahawks a small favorite in that game. Would you be betting the Eagles to win it? It's not like Saquon Barkley and that offense would be in for a great day.
My concern is Hurts. Hurts has regressed in the turnovers. You can't ignore the weapons, though.
Yeah, the Bears, the 49ers, and the Packers are each plus 850.
Green Bay has too many injuries.
Yeah, wipe them off, yep.
The Bears are the luckiest team I've ever seen, and the 49ers have too many injuries.
How about this, though? Another angle. The 49ers win out. They're plus 850 right now. They'd be the 1 seed.
Yeah.
They control their own destiny.
What
That'd
a story.
be 2 games at plus 850.
And they don't have to leave the state, and you could have the home Super Bowl in their backyard.
All right, so if you'd like to get creative, that would be a ticket where, and the Panthers are 50-1. I'm not even going to include the Buccaneers because they're a dead team to me.
Yeah.
All right, MVP Stafford is as low as minus 195, as high as minus 250. Drake May's in that plus 180 range.
I'm with you. Stafford should be a huge favorite, especially in light of what they said last night. This is one of the easiest schedules in the last 15 years that the Patriots have played. But your concerns about, are they going to give the MVP to a guy on a 5 seed? I just think it's night and day with the schedule that they've played and who they've faced week in, week out, and the numbers this guy's put up.
I think that's honestly what it comes down to. Again, I don't have a vote. If I did, it'd be a no-brainer. It would be Matthew Stafford. I wouldn't even think about it. However, getting inside the head and the mind of voters is kind of what you have to do.
Yeah.
And there is an angle there where if somehow the Patriots get the 1 seed and the Rams are the 5, non-division winning team, that voters might actually say, can't do it. That team won 14 games. The other team did not. He's the 1 seed. The other team's not. I got to give it to him.
Right.
It's down to those 2 guys,
That's right.
though.
Josh Allen's
nobody
out.
else can win.
Now, Coach of the Year is wide open still.
I agreed.
Because not only tonight, but then the Sunday night game is enormous with Chicago at San Francisco. Because the winner of that game, and assuming the Niners win tonight, if they do, but you have Shanahan, Cohen, Johnson, McDonald, and Vrabel all under 7-1. But if the Niners can get the 1 seed, or the Bears are the 1 or the 2 seed, I think that's your Coach of the Year. And McDonald's done a great job, too. But again, I have to go anti-New England. I love Vrabel because of the schedule they played, though. So to me, it's too much love with Vrabel. And Cohen's done an excellent job as well.
He absolutely has.
But it's I got to split the vote. I mean, you got to vote for one guy. And not to mention, if the Chargers win out, they win the division. No one's talking about that. How about Jim Harbaugh, 75-1? All these injuries he's had to deal with.
Well, I mean, the problem there with Jim Harbaugh is he has not been part of the narrative now.
No one says anything about
it. Nobody's brought his name up for the most part. I mean, we've had a couple of people chime in on Twitter, and we kicked it around, but we're like, he's got too stiff a competition. And I have 3 guys here. I have Shanahan from before the season at 20 or 25. I have Ben Johnson at 30, and I added more at 14-1. And I did bite on D'Amico Ryans at 125-1.
Why did he drop so much? He moved to 150 at DraftKings. Yeah, they could still run the table and win the division.
Sure, it's because they won, but they were not impressive against the Raiders.
These out of
they
whack.
make it up. Yeah, sure.
It's out of whack.
But I would say this, right? So, and this again, you're going to have 6, 7 guys with, and only 3 guys are, by the way, are named finalists. But you're going to have a ton of dudes
That's a good
here.
Point, yeah.
Who it's like, okay, they have a great shot.
Good point.
But if you didn't have a bet right now, which guy would you actually take? I rule myself out because I have Shanahan and Johnson, so I would say Liam Cohen. But I also don't want to have too many guys. I'm just going to...
I would say Ben Johnson.
If you had nobody...
They were so bad last year. They were inept off it. They couldn't get the plays, the frickin' clock stuff.
You're right.
He's changed everything. And I know the luck factor and the, plus the 21, 22 takeaways, turnover differential, whatever it is. But it's you can't ignore it. Williams looked like a different quarterback.
Yep. I mean, it's the Eberflus stuff last year was just embarrassing. You can't forget about that, how bad it was. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Is it down to 2 guys now?
No. This is stupid. Shuck has played 7 games. You can't have this big of a move on Shuck. Also, McMillan can't jump up to 350 because he has 70 yards. Now, you also can't Henderson can't go from 22-1 to the favorite when he has a good game and then goes from the favorite to 12-1 because he gets a concussion. If they assume he's not going to play against the Jets, okay. But if he's back and runs wild against the Jets, You just can't go. You can't have this volatility.
He's had 2 good games this year.
Tampa and the
Tampa, he had 14 for $147 and 2 touchdowns.
What's a good game?
Buffalo, he had 14 for 148 and 2 touchdowns. That's a great question. He only had one other game with 75 yards. I'll draw the line at 75 yards or more.
It's tough.
So he's got 7 touchdowns. I will say this, R.J. Harvey has 11 touchdowns on the year.
Yeah.
But he can't win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I don't know. I just think this is stupid. Fannin had 2 touchdowns.
Fannin has a case, I think.
Fannin's had a good year with lousy quarterbacks.
Yeah. But I can draw a line through my guy. I'm being as honest as possible here.
You
and
think it's
Buka
over?
has no chance to win the award.
I wouldn't say that, but
He's done.
He's done because Mayfield's so bad right now and hurt.
That's right.
But assuming he could still have a big game. He could go for $150 against Miami.
All I'm saying is this. I hope when we brought this up over the last couple of weeks, people got down on big tickets on Shuck. That's all I'm saying.
Talk about making smarter bets all the time, and smart advertisers are doing the same thing with Mission Media. If you want results, Mission Media connects your brand with audiences that actually engage, from premium podcasts, connected TV, to data-driven digital campaigns. They deliver measurable ROI, and as VSiN's exclusive ad partner, Mission Media gives you direct access to one of the most loyal, action-oriented sports audiences anywhere. Your brand deserves more than impressions. It deserves influence. Get started at vsin.com/advertise or email advertising@vsin.com.
In-pocket plays coming up next. And we'll touch on Monday Night Football with the preview here. First touchdown scores and a strong trend of the under to the tune of 73%.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
An algorithm to determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
Recapping a fun weekend, and it was awesome on Friday. Roll Tide. Bama plus 750 in play. Did not look good after the first quarter. Yards 118 to 12. The 4th and 2 conversion was enormous, and then all hell broke loose. The worst performance by a punter you're ever going to see. The pick 6, and Bama wins to take on, and Oklahoma got as high as 2 in that game. I like Denver anyways, but it was fun to talk about the Jets trend. After you played the Jets, who were 1-12 ATS. Lawrence was great, Cohen was great, Peyton was not, and that Denver defense was horrendous. The easy winner with the fight over 2.5 rounds, that farce, which we'll get to coming up.
You want me to stand up right now?
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Get your dukes up. Come on.
Guys, what'd you think of the fight? Could you believe this? A couple interesting.
What am I doing here?
This is stand up. So you're Joshua, right? Pretend you're going to throw a punch, right? So you're ready to throw. This is what, not bad. This is what Paul kept doing. He comes in, he tries to. Oh my God. Like, well, I've been watching boxing for 30 years. He's trying to tackle him in the ring.
Well, I've watched Hugfest before quite a bit.
That's right. That's common. But to come in and go low and try to, like it was MMA or something, and he was trying to wrestle with him. He kept doing it over and over again. I'm like, what is this guy doing? Complete joke. One person called it the worst sporting event of all time. But David Purdom had a good article on pro sports bettors and guys with big bankrolls. Just said, this is ridiculous. I have to bet this. It's like Mayweather-McGregor. But the 1% concern was rigged and shenanigans, right?
Yeah, sure. Boxing.
And I was also surprised at Caesars. They said the fight did the equivalent of the Memphis-NC State bowl game. Same handle. I was stunned by that.
That was that low?
Yes.
Yeah, that was my...
I didn't know that until
right now.
Yeah, they had a pretty good menu. It was a good article from Purdom. In any event, it looked like a world-class boxer against some buffoon.
What did you say on Friday? DraftKings would have lost $100 million if Paul won?
Would have won, yeah. It goes back to why I was surprised they were taking such a big. Still, it's Bach, and weird stuff could happen. You know?
I do.
Both teams to make a 33-yard field goal winner in the Charger game. Saints minus 4.5 ice cream. Went down the ship again with the Buccaneers, 0-7 ATS run. I guess at some point you have to give Carolina some credit for the fact that their opponent plays a horrible game every time they're an underdog.
Yeah, somehow they should get a little bit of credit for that.
I just can't believe how bad the passing attack was. And Jackson Dart didn't take, I don't know what that was out of the Giants. That was terrible. 33 yards passing. Didn't attempt to pass till late in the first half. Army money line, $1.45 Saturday. That's up to 9 against UConn. Bears to miss the playoffs as a loser. They are in. Navy 4 lane 4 against Cincinnati January 2nd. That was up to 7 last check. For the new plays, okay, so I think it's going to be slow, methodical, grind, chew clock, battle, compete, and muck this game up with Rivers. So the great specials and props at Caesars and Will Hill. Taylor to have 20 yards rushing each quarter, plus 550. And CMC and Taylor combined 150 rushing yards with the touchdown, plus 170. Taylor should go over his attempts, and he should go over 90 yards against a San Francisco defense since Warner got hurt, has allowed 100 yards rushing in 5 of the last 8. He has to get 30 carries in this game. That's where I'm at tonight. And I lean under. I want to make sure, though, in play that they play methodical and take their time. And I figured Colts get the ball first as well. No score first 5.5 minutes. Good luck.
Good luck, Pauly. All right, my plays from the weekend. Ole Miss first half, minus 9.5. That got there. That was the winner. That every which way but loose. First quarter, around the world, as Aaron Rennie would say. First half game.
Sorry, those first 2 drives were Swiss cheese.
Yeah. Bears plus 1.5. Easy winner on Saturday night. I said this on the Sunday morning tailgate show. I was hoping to win that game in a tie after it went to overtime, because then the Packers would have been 9-4-2 on the year.
Yeah.
Broncos minus the 3. No bueno. Again, Jacksonville, one of the stories of the league at this point. Titans plus the 3. It's a good one. Did lose the teaser. Bama plus 8, Lions minus 1. I brought this up earlier. I know the Lions would have gone for 2 if they scored there, because it would have been a 1-point game with time on the clock.
Yeah.
And you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That teaser would have been, that 2-point conversion would have been massive for teasers everywhere, because they were so popular, especially when they were 7.5 down to a 1.5. I think that's all I had over the weekend. Pending Clemson, Penn State under 48.5 in their bowl game. New stuff for tonight. So I'm going to piggyback you, but I'm going to go.
That's bad. I like that too. That's
Jonathan Taylor
plus money.
10 plus rushing yards in every quarter, plus 120. With his rushing attempts prop at 22.5, you figure he's going to get plenty of opportunities tonight. And oh, by the way, money keeps coming in on Indy.
Yeah.
So the Niners are down to 4 in this game. So maybe we do have a back and forth here where it's close.
Can Lawrence catch McCaffrey, comeback player of the year? McCaffrey's $3. Lawrence is plus 320.
Oh.
Another weird award.
Yeah, no kidding.
Rivers is 30-1, thank God now.
Yeah,
It was always 4. Drifted.
No, I will say this too. I'm also on this with Jonathan Taylor because I have not bet the attempts prop yet. It's a high number. It's 22.5. But you figure he had 25 last week. He should get low to mid-20s, maybe even more. Who knows? But if he's going to have that many opportunities against a defense, by the way, his last 3 defenses, so he stayed under this number of 17.5 longest rush last 3 games. But against Houston and their defense, elite. At Jacksonville, one of the best in the league in terms of stopping the run. At Seattle, the best in the league. Stayed under. Before that, played the Chiefs, he went over. Against Atlanta, 83-yard run. Tennessee, 80-yard run. Chargers, 23-yard run. 30-yard run against Arizona. You see this, a common theme throughout the year where he busted off some really long runs. They feed him 20, 25 times. I think he'll break one tonight for 18-plus yards, so I bet over longest rush on him as well.
All right. Looking for the perfect holiday gift or a smarter way to bet the biggest games of the season? VSiN's Holiday Special gives you VSiN Pro access through May 1st, just $79. Every best bet, every host, every guest, the betting splits, DK and Circa, college football playoff betting guide. Now it gets real. Get yourself the gift of smarter betting. Check out every bowl preview. Get up to the website. Join the team, VSiN.com/subscribe. Kramer! First touchdown. I don't like him tonight. He's got San Francisco defense. He has Brock Purdy, 27-1. Josh Downs, 30-1. Niners defense is 40-1. Juszczyk is 42.5-1. 43-1 in that range for first touchdown.
I don't mind the Purdy.
Okay.
The Juszczyk maybe. He does like to throw in a defense once in a while. By the way, got there yesterday with the Texans against the Raiders.
Oh, that's right. Should have thought of that one.
Yes.
First of the game, and yes.
Because it was brought to our attention that they were 6-1 or maybe even higher for a touchdown in the game anytime. You're like,
I was shocked at that price.
Yeah. Against Geno.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was to score first, but it got the job done. I don't know. I like the Purdy, though. The Purdy angle makes sense to me, especially when Warren Sharp was on the show an hour ago and made a case for his longest rush over 7.5.
It's intriguing tonight, no doubt.
Yeah.
The highlight of the Netflix card, by the way, were the Ring Girls. Boy, were they stacked. They did an incredible job with that talent.
Was it that, what's her name, Alyssa Thomas again?
That blonde?
Yeah.
Is she dating Dart?
Well, that I don't know. I
think I believe so. But she's big on Instagram. Yeah.
God, are you just like TMZ? Are you stalking TMZ, People Magazine? What are you doing?
What are you talking about?
Oh, my God.
No, what?
Come on.
It's not a big deal.
Calm down there, Johnny.
Jackson Dart's dating? That was well out. He put it out
Is
there.
that common knowledge?
I believe so,
Does anybody in the back have any idea who Jackson Dart is dating without looking it up?
That girl's famous. That girl's well-known. She's beautiful.
Well,
she's young. She's innocent.
Well, that remains to be seen. But I knew her name. So, yes, she would be well-known.
Yeah.
You don't follow her on Instagram?
Yeah.
That's at least a mild upset.
Yeah. I forget. Yeah. Okay. What were we going to say? Go ahead.
Let me pay off the T's here real quick.
They were.
The total, by the way, is up to 46.5 at most books. So, NFL home underdogs on Monday night, the last 35 times, going back to 2021, under is 24-9-2 when you have a home underdog. 72.7%. And those games have averaged 40 points per game. So, what?
She is beautiful.
Yes, she is.
Rumored to be, New York Post, rumored to be dating Jackson.
See, there you go.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Yeah.
New nickname for Pauly is Johnny TMZ.
Yeah.
It's like Bucket Jones for Kansas. Come on.
That's our name. That's so good. Oh, man.
That's one of the better ones we've ever had.
Bucket Jones. Phenomenal.
All right.
I'm surprised you didn't watch the fight. Just to see the circus and what could happen.
Hey, I was tied into that college football game.
Right. Well, it went later, though.
I know. I also, things have changed since we
That's true.
have a, 1-year-old kid.
What a run, though. The fight, the Chappelle, the Knives Out 3, NFL football.
Have you watched a movie yet?
I didn't like it.
Stanford Steve next, live from Indy. Betting thoughts, 49ers and Colts coming up.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
A developing situation. Point spread total tonight, Monday Night Football here at Circa. The Niners are down to 4, the total up to 47. So that number was down to 45.5 at some books earlier today. Game day money on the total. Game day money here on the home team, the Indianapolis Colts. And let's go out to the progressive guest line as Stanford Steve joins the program now. Great job, obviously, on SportsCenter, ESPN, the SV Pod. He is live in Indy. Steve, good to talk to you, man. Where are you at right now?
Just walking into the stadium, boys, down the hallway, about to go out and watch McCaffrey and Old Man Rivers warm up and see what we got here. I absolutely love this stadium. It's awesome. So a lot of red walking around. The faithful is going to be strong here tonight.
Oh man, it's incredible, Steve. No one travels like 49er Nation.
Careful. That's kind of new to me, though. When I was in college, they didn't travel like this. Kind of new. Might be a little bandwagon, folks. You know that? You know that, Pauly.
Oh, they were bad for a while.
They did this under Harbaugh, I know, for a long time. Okay, so what do you think, by the way, of those numbers moving like that? Money on the Colts and now money on the over.
Yeah, I can see that. The issue is the onus is on the Colts with what Rivers put on tape last week, guys. They got to have some more answers. He practiced for a full week. He's got to make some different throws. They got to have some some tricks in the bag to get the ball downfield. You know he doesn't have the strongest arm. The age is obviously a question. Saleh is as good a defensive coordinator as the league. I think they're going to put heat on him and put a bunch of guys in and make him throw the ball. But I'm still always a Shane Steichen fan. I think he's been great. He's just running in a brutal situation with quarterbacks. But this Colts team has everything on the line, man. It's still there. They haven't won in what feels like almost 2 months. But they'll be ready tonight. I like the under. I think it's going to be a highly contested game. San Francisco doesn't blow anybody out. The way they play, I look at Purdy. What are we looking at? 11 rush yards? Is that the over/under? I like that over.
You like the
I think
over?
You're gonna have to move I think you're going to have to move the pocket. Forrest Buckner is back for the Colts. He's their main guy at D-tackle. I look at Shanahan getting Purdy out on the run to help things out. I also look at McCaffrey under, knowing that the onus and the Colts will be on that. But I like Purdy over McCaffrey. Maybe you get a bigger number with rush and receiving under, so you can take that under. But I look at that as being a factor. I think Purdy's going to have to throw it and be a major factor tonight. Okay,
so then I guess this is probably correlated. If you like Purdy to go over 11.5, whatever that number is with the rushing yards, I'll get it for you here in a second, but would you also like him to go over longest rush, 7.5?
Yeah. Let's get the 2-for-1 on that.
Might as well.
Maybe we get it on one play. It's so different looking at those numbers, guys. I know you do it every day, but like compared to the college ones, I can't even look at quarterbacks' rush yards anymore with how the rules are with the sacks taken away from them.
Right. So all good points, good breakdown. So you would also assume that they're going to play slow and try to chew clock then like they did against Seattle?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Absolutely. You would go back and you look at it. Why did they get Rivers? Because he didn't cost them the game. He's not going to lose you the game. They're going to be conservative, but they got to figure out ways to get Taylor loose. But he's going to keep you in the game with his decision-making alone. And that's why I think they went out and got him and didn't want to go to Riley Leonard because they were worried about him, being the reason they lose the game. They're not going to have that with Rivers.
Okay, so then Jonathan Taylor's rushing attempts prop is also 22.5. His rushing yards prop, obviously very high as it is every week. How would you attack him?
That's good. I was thinking 22 on the nose before you said that. He's got to get the ball over 20 times. Now, the problem is if McCaffrey pops one or Niners get, say the Niners go up 10-0, 14-0, that flips the script for the Colts on the rush side. But I still lean towards over on the attempts, just because of how stubborn Steichen is, and they still have a really good offensive line, man. One of the best in the league. They just haven't had the playmakers making up plays. They're in games, and they just don't have the deciding factor. So I think Taylor's got to get the onus for sure.
Okay.
Well, I know this. If tonight's game goes anywhere close to what the primetime games were like this week, you're in for something crazy to happen probably in the fourth quarter. Can you believe how dramatic, like week 16 is like, it was just phenomenal. It's going to stick out, I think, to me a couple years down the road.
Yeah, I mean, you go back to what Thursday was. Saturday night was incredible with Caleb coming back. And obviously last night, I mean, to see Drake May do that, I was like, wow. I mean, what do they got? They got Jets and Dolphins. They're going to be the 1 seed. I thought after they beat Buffalo early in the year, seeing that schedule, that they were going to be the 1 seed. So I felt good about that. You're getting with a Vrabel coach team. They're not going to beat themselves. And they're scary, man. They're scary because they got playmakers with Diggs and Henry at tight end. They definitely need Trevion back. Now, maybe they'll rest him to make sure he's good moving forward. But they got all systems go. Watch, and you got to go there. Weather's going to be a factor. It's not going to bother them. So there's a lot of – it's like the old days, going to play there. Very rarely do we see them lose a game at home in the playoffs.
Well, if I get that, Diggs too. They are nasty. It's a good offense. Watch them tonight after the game with Van Pelt. I'm excited for the Bad Beats. Stanford Steve, our guest, on the Progressive Guest Line, live from Indy. Bigger surprise, the Oklahoma meltdown or Texas A&M's offense?
I would say A&M's offense. I didn't understand why there was, no quarterback run game, no out-of-pocket pass game. Like, you're up against it with that defensive line of Miami, and they continue to use him as a drop-back passer. I did not understand. The environment was absolutely incredible. The biggest question, guy, moving forward, guys, is how healthy Miami came out of that. There were some serious collisions in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, the second to last play, people are saying, is that targeting? It's the defensive player with the helmet. And I'm shocked that's not getting more talk. But again, they didn't use Marcel Reed to run the ball down there. But I give Miami the credit, man. Cristobal and Elko are guys that haven't won those games, and I give Cristobal a hell of a lot of talent. They did it the way he wanted to. That's running the football and defense, and that defense is really good. So I got my eyes on that injury report for the Canes when that comes out, because that's going to be crucial. They're as good as anyone up front, and that's what you need to be against Ohio State.
Yeah, and I don't want to overreact to that game completely, because, again, that we're talking about heavy, strong winds pretty much the entire time, so the offenses were stuck in neutral. But, their defense, as you said, phenomenal. Ohio State's defense is the best in the country. The total's 42.5. A touch high, in your opinion?
Yes. Yeah. What did we end up? Bama ended up going off at 41.5. Is that right? Because that's the other kicker. Nobody had that one coming. Bama, Oklahoma. I'm trying to think. That was right around 41.
Yeah, I know. Right? Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I more so defensively, the issue is you have NFL skill talent at the wide receiver position on both teams. Mm-hmm. So big plays can happen, and Miami's going to have to take shots. I think Ohio State's going to have to take shots. And Ohio State still has the best player in the sport, so it's going to be awesome. Those are two old school brands playing, and that kicks us off New Year's Eve. I mean, we got 4 gigantic matchups for the quarters. This is who we wanted in it, and now we got them, so we're good.
What do you think about the anti-group of 5 stuff?
Well, here's the deal is, and I think they would be down for it if they wanted to go play their own playoff. But think about it. You got 6, group of 6. You figure it out. You play home games, and you play for a championship. Who doesn't want to win a championship? I think it's super doable, especially seeing how good these home games guys are. I mean, Norman was crazy.
Yeah.
That light show before the game was unbelievable. And then A&M was even better. Just the energy around it. Everybody wants in. Travel around all year this year. Everybody was like, we don't want the bye. We want a home playoff game. And so I thought that was really interesting. And then being able to see it the last 2 years, they're awesome atmospheres.
By the way, I know it was 34-3 at one point, Oregon over James Madison. But if you look at that, and you could say, well, Mitch, Oregon stopped playing, whatever. Okay, that's fine. I don't know, man. James Madison, they're pretty good. And the way that they looked against Oregon, I thought they were pretty damn impressive for the entire game. Yeah, and I think that's an anomaly. Right? We let 1 in.
Yes.
Not 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I thought Tulane was in a brutal matchup. Having to play Ole Miss the second time, with Ole Miss being plenty motivated with what happened to their program in the last month. So, 1, but definitely not 2. And like I said last time when I was with you guys, we're saying it's a 12-team playoff. It's not. It came down to 9 teams.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, he's going to hang out for a couple more minutes anyway. Stanford Steve, our guest. He's live in Indy tonight for the Monday Night Football game. We're going to get his best bet, I hope anyway, in the quarterfinals that we have. We briefly touched on Miami and Ohio State, but 3 other games, and maybe he has a best bet for tomorrow, or he loves the Hawaii Bowl, or another bowl game. So we'll get a couple more comments and betting thoughts on those games from Stanford Steve next on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We continue here. Stanford Steve is live at the stadium tonight for Monday Night Football. Colts hosting the 49ers. So we briefly talked about the Miami and Ohio State game. Of the other 3 quarterfinal games, do you have a best bet?
I look at Ole Miss in a rematch, guys. I was at that game the first time, and Ole Miss was with them the whole game. Mm-hmm. And they just never got the ball in the fourth quarter. And Kirby made the most of it, just like he did against Texas. He made his coaching decisions, and it hurt Ole Miss. I think they're plenty motivated. Their defense is better than it was last time they played. The problem is both Georgia. But I think that's a lot of points in a rematch for both teams that can score plenty. I look at Ole Miss as a dog. And then in the Orange Bowl, are you guys surprised at the point spread? Do you think it's just because Oregon, what they look like against James Madison? Because I thought they would be a bigger favorite. And I'm wary of Texas Tech. They're my favorite story in the playoff. I wish them the best. I just wonder and worry about how much they've been tested. Go back and look at the Big 12 schedule. They really didn't play against any of the great offenses. And on the other side, they haven't been tested. That offensive line has not been tested. And Oregon brings both those things to the table. So that kind of worries me for the Red Raiders. Is it still 1.5?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say that right. I mean, it's close enough too. Just take the money line. But that's really surprising. And you saw Lanning ticked off. He gets ticked off pretty easily. He did not like that ending of the game against James Madison. Oregon will be plenty ready and more healthy for that game. So I think that the odds are against Texas Tech, even though they are the best story in the sport.
So you think, that's a good point. Lanning was livid. They gave up 500 yards. Do you think it's like Texas A&M Part 2 then? Because A&M, look at the SEC schedule. They played all the bottom feeders in the SEC.
No, because you still have verified wins. I mean, BYU is a good football team.
That's right.
Utah's a good football team. I'm just saying about tested, the way a good offense can test you, the way Oregon stretches you sideline to sideline and can throw the ball deep and come back with three-headed monster at running back. A&M, I had zero problem with them. They went to Notre Dame and won. And all I had to hear about was how good Notre Dame was this year.
Yeah.
So I had zero problem. I actually thought A&M fell too low. I thought they should have been ahead of Ole Miss, and that would have avoided a rematch in the first round and a rematch in the second round, which we're getting. If they just flipped A&M and Ole Miss. I mean, Ole Miss is the one who made the most of an easy schedule, if anybody wants to point fingers at a schedule.
That's fair. I'm worried about Texas Tech kicking all these field goals, and that's not going to work against Oregon. They got to punch it into the red zone. And if all these field goals could beat them. How about Alabama catching 7? When is Alabama a 7-point dog?
And when has Indiana ever been in this situation?
Yeah.
I mean, God, they're favored to win the national championship. Like Indiana football. Like that. I get it. Signetti has been an absolute mastermind. But it's hard now to, what do you use it for motivation? You can't play the underdog card anymore. So I think it's a true test to see how they come out. And when you look at it, I still believe Alabama is the best receiving group. If they get anything from Ryan Williams, that's a huge plus. So I just think it's a scary situation for Indiana when all the eyes and pressure are on it. They're going to have. I bet you they have 80% of the crowd at Pasadena. When do they come out? So I think it's 1967, the last time they played in the Rose Bowl. So it's interesting because it's a total reversal of roles. To your point, when the hell has Alabama been 7 in a game in the postseason? And when the hell is Indiana been favored over such a storied program like Alabama?
Yeah, no doubt. What do you have coming up on Bad Beats after the game tonight?
Oh, guys, we got some absolute doozies. How about a Houston Christian Nichols over-under? Bradley, Indiana State. Indiana State catching 4.5. The Myrtle Beach Bowl, a total. I don't know if you guys saw the end of that. Coastal Carolina, Old Dominion Hoop. And then I think we'll slide in the JMU Oregon game just because it was so late and people didn't get to see it.
You're the best. Enjoy the game tonight. We'll be watching. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate you guys. Have fun.
There you go. Steve.
That was an incredible cover by JMU.
You think?
Incredible job. So Texas Tech destroyed Utah on the road. They buried BYU in both matchups. It'd be the anti-Big 12 stuff. But I just think these guys are nasty defensively. It just comes down to can't kick all these field goals, though. Here's
the point, though, that he brought up that I have not bet the game yet, and I said the whole time, and even in the betting guide, I have Texas Tech winning this game. How the James Madison game finished is not ideal for Texas Tech backers because Lanning is not happy whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Alec Baldwin and Glengarry Glen Ross. Oh, do I have your attention now?
Yeah, right.
He can use that against them and
That's
be
always
like,
yeah.
So
not up to our standard, he said.
Yeah, not at all. So
no,
that's all narrative, obviously, but they definitely can use that for sure.
How about the big news of the day?
What, DK
Do
Metcalf?
you think it's fair? Yes. Metcalf suspended 2 games for a fan altercation. The league saying it's because he went over to the fan.
And say what you brought up earlier on the show.
Ryan Kennedy, the Lions fan, denied using a racial slur or any hate-based language. He hired a lawyer. But Metcalf, when he was with the Steelers, reported Kennedy to team security in 2022, 2023, and 2024 when they played at Detroit. Tracy Wolfson, we were all watching the same game with Nance and Romo. He came over because the fan was holding a For Pittsburgh jersey. The fan said something to him. Metcalf didn't like it, and you saw the swipe. Ocho Cinco reported that he said the N-word and called his mom a C-bomb.
So I wonder when that happened, because there is video, and people are tweeting us the stuff as well. People in the area of the stands, they took video of it, and when they caught it on video, the guy was not dropping those words. Now, maybe he said it beforehand. I don't know. But also, like, if that guy has been a pest to DK in the past, why even linger in that section? You're kind of like baiting him almost a little bit. Like, is he going to do anything right now? Let me get a little bit closer. See if the guy really wants to do something here. We know this about DK Metcalf. The guy's got, 2% body fat?
Mm-hmm. Oh, he'd knock his head off.
Oh, of course he would. He'd destroy the guy.
I agree with Warren Sharp, though. Why is he... Why are you allowing him to walk over there? And,
right.
But that's also too severe? And it's he said.
It is.
But if he said that, if that's what he said, he just took a swipe at him.
Right. Now,
Two games?
Right. If somehow that would be proven that he used those words, then to me, if I'm the commissioner of the league, DK Metcalf gets a free pass. He's not suspended.
He didn't go into the stands.
Those are beyond fighting words.
Oh, yeah. Remember the Vernon Maxwell thing?
Oh, yeah, no question.
Look up what happened to Vernon Maxwell. He went in the stands. I don't really blame him.
No,
you can't go in the stands and win Malice in the Palace.
That's right.
He didn't go in the stands. He took a swipe at him. I can't believe this is huge. The door's open for Baltimore.
Well, DK Metcalf, let's also say this. It's not like he's Puka Nacua this year.
Well, I know.
Or JSN.
No, but still, I know. But he's still a good wide receiver and a big weapon. Now you have to count on someone else, and it's, is he just going to be throwing to these tight ends and Thielen and some of these other guys that they have and dumping it off to Scotty Miller. I mean, it's...
My guess is that DK Metcalf won't be worth a half a point in either one of these games. But it could play out differently on the field for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I
still think it's, from a point spread, no. But it's a big loss to the team if you don't have them and it comes down to the division, week 18. And if Baltimore can pull the mild upset against Green Bay, and we'll see what Green Bay does at quarterback.
Well, there's also this. Cleveland's been a house of horrors for Pittsburgh.
Right. And that's the rest. You would think Garrett and those guys can eat against a quarterback who can't move and could be weather. And I could see Sanders taking off and making some plays.
I'm a little intrigued by how Rodgers is playing better now. Because, again, it was not pretty there a month ago.
The Buffalo game was horrendous.
Oh, absolutely it was.
There were several games where they were. The game Sunday night in Los Angeles, wretched.
So, if in a perfect world, we're going to get a bunch of weather games over the final couple of weeks of the regular season, that would mean, hello, Cleveland, perfect example. And then against a defense that can get after it. By the way, side note, the official score in the Cleveland game. I mean, good God, buddy. Give me a break. You went back and gave Myles Garrett a half a sack on that. Who are you kidding? Can the NFL step in and overcorrect that? Josh Allen scrambled back, fell on a zone.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
And they didn't even give him the half a sack at first.
Yeah.
Like, this is getting now the Brett Favre, Michael Strahan territory with the stupid sack record.
Yeah. Last 3 games, 23 of 34, 284, 23 of 27, 27 of 41, 266.
Give me 8 degrees and snow.
All right.
And Myles Garrett in his face. I want to see what it looks like.
All right.
We're hanging out for another half an hour. VSiN Primetime. Tim Murray, Matt Youmans will talk about the game. Much more coming up here on VSiN.